would like to discuss a very important topic that draws attention to so many business owners and marketeers. And this is the fact that among many of the attainable goals that you can achieve with AI and automation, and we've shown this over and over again, delivering the automations to clients and sometimes building their entire new business models in an AI native way, meaning that they have the whole new line of business built based on artificial intelligence. Social media marketing is one of these areas that draws a lot of attention. And of course, in this slide, people are asking about the social media AI agent that we have built, which is actually like a whole list of AI agents, each of which doing their particular part of the work. And so we call it the SMM AI Director agent that we deploy to businesses over and over again. And in this video, I would like to show you how it's structured and how you can set it up on your own if you want. You don't need our help for that. And in most cases, you don't need to hire any other developer whatsoever, right? So the AI Director agent that we have does a few things. First of all, it screens and intelligently selects the news online that are relevant to your industry. Then after that, it creates the news digest. So it repurposes these news and through particular instructions, it drives it to like comply with your brand guidelines and standards in terms of the tone of voice, the look and feel of the content, and so on. So it creates these digests and then connects to your website to publish it as a blog entry, and then connects to your social media accounts and publishes these as banners. It can do the video. We don't have the video plugged in this example that I'm showing right now, but it can do videos. I'm having a separate video about how you can create the entire commercials with artificial intelligence. You probably saw Coca-Cola do this recently with their commercials, and it's cool really comparing to where AI has been like a year ago. Who could think about it? And here we are now. And so then lastly, like LinkedIn updates where you combine the banners with the textual part with all the hashtags that are necessary to be there and so on. So in this video, I'm showing you the full the full layout, the full setup of this AI Director agent with the sub agents. And you probably just before we start, you know how sometimes AI generated content, especially the images, may look like mediocre or too glossy, because basically like this is the averaged version of all the images that the AI has been trained on. But there are other ways on how to make these compliant to your brand guidelines and to your style book and what have you. And I will also walk through how you can set up the process in a way that every piece of content that is being generated is exactly in line with your brand. So without any further ado, let's move ahead into the demo part. All right, I am headed over to the platform called Relevance AI, where you can set up plenty of the agents for your business. And it's relatively simple to do that. So as you can see on the screen, we have a plethora of different agents here. They are all organized in the groups as well. For example, if we have a look at the Director SMM agent for Adaya Daily, we can see there is a team of agents and tools in this group that work together in a very coordinated manner. Now, let's try to understand what an agent really is. And it is run by the LLMs, by the AI providers. In this case, it's GPT-4o. You can replace this with many other models that are all integrated in this platform. And because this is an AI that you're so used to, you're using it, you've been using it for like thousands of times this year alone. Well, you already know that it does what you ask it to do. So you need to describe what is the role of this agent exactly, what it has to do. And so this is what you see here. You see the what we call the system instruction. It's the most general term for this text input, describing the role of this agent, its objective, the context, the standard operating procedure, where you're describing what you want to get done step by step. Because in this case, this is the coordinator agent, it really orchestrates the work between all the other agents that it has in its delegation. So it will send the instructions to blog post agent. It would involve the image generator tool to generate the images, obviously, and then call up the LinkedIn, Telegram, and Instagram agents to do their part of the work. And they are responsible for the repurposing, reformatting of the content, and then publishing of the content on the respective social media platforms. So it will connect to your social media account and do this job for you in the entirely automated manner. As you can see, we are also like implying some tricks and tips. We do the tip of $1,000 to an AI agent for it to involve or invoke the image generator, because sometimes it just gets too lazy to do this. So we have to tip it and or draw its attention to it. Hopefully AI will not bill us with $1 million check later, because this automation has run, well, at least a few hundred times already. So it will be like a few $100,000 that it will bill us. So hopefully not. Again, it just reiterates on the tools and sub agents that are used in this automation. And we also provided the example of how exactly it should delegate the work and how exactly it should pose the task to the sub agents that it has in its own team. What's also interesting here is that you have the entire management of the agent in one place. So you can have a look at the tools that it is using, which is the image generator and the news scraper to scrape the news online, obviously. You can also manage how these tools are called. So you can call them in the auto run mode, which means zero human effort or attention is needed to it. You can set it to the setting that it requires the approval, or agent can decide upon a certain threshold to escalate it to a human or rather run it in the automated way. We, as you see, prefer the automated run. It's not a kind of a task that could pose a huge risk. Our system instructions and prompts have some guardrails in terms of making sure that the posts are safe from various standpoints. I can show it later. So that is also useful. We have knowledge, which is something like a repository, more useful if you wanted to provide it with additional guidelines in terms of how you want to lay out your content. And so it's useful in cases such as the customer support management agent or other ones that need access to the products and services database, or say the internal policies database. If you're building the one for the internal use, that is where you use the knowledge tab. And then triggers are the events that really kickstart the run of the agents. We don't have triggers here because they are set up in Make. So make.com externally triggers the execution of this in the scheduled way. It's just easier for us to use Make for it that way. And then, as you can see, there is a Run tab. So you can review all the previous executions of this work. One of them has happened only 10 hours ago, where it has invoked 6 steps in the background. It did the scraping of the news, the image generation, and then the delegation, the blog post agent call, and then the delegation to LinkedIn, Telegram, and Instagram. And then after that, the director agent has provided us the the report and update on what has been done. As you can see here, these runs have been happening in a very consistent manner. Already 2 times these last 3 days, 4 times this week, and many, many times this month. And frankly, it has just been running in an automated manner for many, many months with zero or almost zero involvement of our team necessary for this. So isn't it a fantastic tool to really, get your team to get this set up all at once? It probably will take you a few weeks of time, but then after that, your team is like really free of these mundane tasks that they otherwise would need to take care of on a daily basis, and you can now um, channel or funnel their time into something that has been of a strategic importance in your marketing for a while now. Now you're probably curious, how does the result of this work look like? So I'm going to show this next. So now finally, let's have a look at the results. So as you can see, the Telegram agent is posting the news on Telegram, containing the image and the textual part of the post itself. I should draw your attention to the fact that, look, we have there are a few different prominent templates that we are using. We have around 15 different template specifications, and what the agent is doing is it is matching the news to the right type of template based on the sentiment analysis, the audience prediction, and so on. But in every case, this is very compliant with our brand guideline. And I will show you later how exactly you can do this such that it complies with your brand requirements and preferences. Heading over to Instagram, we'll have a similar situation here. Similar images. What it does with for the generation of these images, really, it selects, it kind of extracts the most important content details that it can later extrapolate to understand what are the implications of it, what is the best audience fit, the tonality. It will extract the most important facts out of the news, and it will place these all on the images themselves. So we've created a pretty sophisticated system instruction that knows how to extract all of this, do the categorization, and then place it on the images. So you can think of it as the meta template that generates the prompt on the fly, and then the prompt is being sent to the image generator. So the prompt is in the textual form, of course, and then it will get generated into the image itself. And in every particular case, it will respect the content, the context, the predicted audience for this particular post, and create the image in full compliance with that. All right, next, we probably want to have a look at something else here as well, because I want to show you the sub-agents that this SMM Director agent is delegating the tasks on. First of all, there is a news scraper, and the news scraper is searching for the most relevant news online. Let's have a look at how its instruction looks like. So it queries the Google with the latest AI news for the date. The date is inserted dynamically by either the director agent or make.com. And then from there, it does the Google request, does the extraction, sends it to the LLM, and then sends it to the final output to the director agent or any sub-agents that use this tool. The second pretty important tool, of course, is the image generator itself. And I mentioned that it's pretty sophisticated. Um, we spent a lot of time on it, to be honest. The first iteration of this was pretty vanilla. Like you could tell, it's an AI generated image with not a lot of semantics to it. Um, but all in all, after some time, we got to it. So why I'm stressing on this is because your first attempts with the artificial intelligence may show extremely mediocre results, and that can actually put you off. And I highly recommend and I encourage you to force yourself to get past the step and keep experimenting. And through those experiments, you'll fine tune uh, the AI in a way that it does the job exactly as you want it to do. Let me give you an example of how sophisticated this one step is, which is the LLM step um, to generate the image out of the news itself. Well, first of all, just have a look at the length of this system instruction. It almost feels like endless. Yeah. So what this instruction does is it explains that the LLM in this case is the editorial art director for Adaya AI News Visual. As an input, it will receive the industry news about the artificial intelligence, yada, 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 and then we explain its tasks. We do it step by step. So it is important, and it is pretty good news for you, the managers, like the fact itself that now you can program the computer to do the work for you without you needing to write the code. You just need to lay out the instructions in a step-by-step manner in a human readable language, and it will get it. We are using numbering here. So what it does is on the step one, it does the extraction of the most important semantic elements of the news. So what are the entities mentioned? What is the category of this news? What are the numbers indicated in it? Who is affected? So it helps to predict or match the audience better. Emotional valence, platform intent. And then after that, it does the extrapolation. So what are the primary implications of this news? What is the likely audience reaction to it? What are the risk flags? If risky to depict a person, we prefer the object as a hero. So that's what is keeping us away from any risky postings, and that's why we can be so sure in this entire workflow setup and leave it to run automatically with zero of our own time involvement in this. And then after that, it does the scoring of the themes based on all these criteria. So we've laid it out, and then it has to pick the highest scoring theme based on all these scores. It then explains the mapping. It explains the theme description. So we have up to 15 themes, maybe a little bit lower, such as magazine cover, terminal finance, Warhol diptych, Rave 1996 flyer, WhatsApp leak, trading card, and so on and so forth. So we are here describing the potential outputs, and you can apply it to any other business case as well. You need to explain the AI pretty well. What are the potential options of the decisions to make, and what are the criteria and special circumstances for the choice that AI has to make? And that is the way you automate your business processes, removing the human attention factor from it. Then after this, it will, it does, we depict the decision making from another angle. So the orientation ways and tie breaks. So for global principle, we do these. For priority matrix, we do these, and so on and so forth. Then we do the weight adjustments. So sometimes we'll see that it makes the skewed decisions. So for example, the posts fall under one category too often. And so in order for us to bring in that variety to the content, we are doing these adjustments too. Then we do just another angle of explaining the matching of the news to the themes. So we give it the examples of what news. For example, here, Greece and OpenAI sign MOU for ChatGPT education in school SMEs. How this news corresponds to the chosen theme, and what are the notable comments, as in why exactly this choice of a theme has been made for this particular news. So we give it enough examples from this perspective as well. And so this is one of the approaches to so-called multifaceted training of your AI agents as such. And then after we've explained all of this, how the matching has to be made, it has to generate the final prompt for the image generator to take this prompt and turn it into the image. And so we have the theme template prompts for every particular theme. The prompt will look like this. It will, this whole instruction, this whole agent run will include the particular detail in every particular template. And we'll send it to the final output to the image generator. And so we have the theme description for every of the themes, a library of up to 15 themes that we possess so far. There are other, how will I say, other parameters for this, such as temperature, for example, which decides or defines how creative or how predictable the LLM run has to be. In this case, it's quite a low temperature because we want the output to be very precise and not a lot of deviation from what we have described here. It provides this predictability and so the consistency of the style to our images over and over again. So I think that's it about the image generation tool itself. So again, some key conclusions that we have to make is that, first of all, it is possible to adapt artificial intelligence such that it will hear you and listen to you and adhere to your guidelines and principles. Secondly, as you can notice here, sometimes your system instruction has to be really long and elaborate. And the mistake I see with the beginners who just start to adopting AI is that they write a short system instruction which fails to execute their tasks in details in accordance to all their standards. But that's really because while LLM is super smart because it's trained on all the universal knowledge, everything that it could access over the internet in the archives, libraries, books, movies, what have you. So it's a wunderkind, right? But does it know how exactly you want this task to be done is a big question. So the better instruction you give it to her, the better your output is. Consider it to be a job description. If you are hiring someone for the job and you want them to be doing the work the way that your organization does it, you'll probably want to provide with all the materials. And you will do this if you are hiring a human assistant. Well, the AI assistant is not much different, with the good news, though, that it will read all your instructions with a great level of attention and execute them as long as they are properly enforced, there are no contradictions, and so on. So really good news there. Now then, we have a director agent working with the sub-agents. So let's have a look at some of these. And I will pull up a blog post agent. So this agent, similarly to the director agent, has a system instruction that guides it. We can call it a job description. I'll definitely name it like this in my further videos. And similarly, it describes the role of this AI, its objective, which is to generate the comprehensive news blog post, the context, standard operating procedure that defines how exactly it has to do the work. We include the don'ts of the blog. And then this particular agent also has the access to the blog post generator that will actually connect to the blog post to the website of yours and publish this news on it. This instruction, being shorter though, did not come without complications as well. So this is probably a version number 5, if not 6, of this, which again just reassures on the idea that your first trials may not be the last ones and you have to be ready for it. But wouldn't you agree that it's worth it? Because once you get it done, it frees up, it unties your hands, and you can get things done in more important parts of your business than social media, or even if you consider the social media to be a pretty important part. Imagine you've got this process within your social media done within 3-4 weeks, and then you can set up many more processes in the social media to enrich your interaction with the audience, the engagement of your brand online, and so on. Now, the prompts and the system instructions for all of these agents are going to be located by the link below, most probably in our community. So you're welcome to head down and download all of them. They are all for free. We are just giving it away for you to be able to implement this for yourself already this year. But in case if you need any additional help, we also do the workshops where we gather small groups of business operators and business owners, marketeers like yourself, to get this done in a group and tackle and troubleshoot any issues that can happen along the way. So by the end of the workshop itself, you're ending up with a fully working agent that can service your business. I hope it was useful and productive for you. And till next time. Below, I'm leaving the links by which you can not only download all the system instructions themselves, but all the templates for the team of AI agents that I have demonstrated in this video, as well as the necessary make.com templates and automations that you will need for all of this to be working for your business. And I wish you the best luck and the greatest successes with the AI automation. Till next time.